Hello, Suzanne from Suzanne Scarrow Live here. Let's talk today more about that idea of being vulnerable in relationships, either in the present relationship that you're in or in a future relationship that you would love to have. So why do I even use that word vulnerable when we're talking about relationships? It's because if you go into a relationship or you're in a relationship and you've got walls up around you, walls of fear that you'll be hurt again, or walls of basically it's fear, really. It's fear of being hurt, fear of being hurt in the same way that you might have been hurt in the past by maybe a betrayal or the way that the person treated you, or perhaps it's even having lost the one that you love. And if that has happened to you, you really, really need to clear the hurt of it so that it's not in your energy field. Because if it's in your energy field, you're going to attract more of it. So let's take, say, the death of a partner, for example. You've had a wonderful relationship with this partner and something happens and they die. Your heart is broken, isn't it? You're lost. You don't know where to go, what to do. You really struggle to recover. And going into a new relationship, risking falling in love with somebody and feeling a similar way about them, that is terrifying, isn't it? It's terrifying. So you protect, you put the walls up. They're invisible walls, but they're there and they protect you from being vulnerable enough to be in a relationship with a completely open heart. And relationships need that. You can't be in a relationship with a half open heart or a closed heart. You have to be able to go into that relationship wholeheartedly, loving, not fearing. And so the thing to do is to figure out what it is that's got your walls up and then to clear those things out of the way. So as I'm talking about this, you may even notice that there's something coming up for you, a thought, a memory. Maybe it's a past hurt in a relationship. Maybe it's something else. You know, sometimes if there's been abuse in the relationship, then we are terrified of repeating, going into a similar relationship and having that same hurt repeated. So think about something like that, and I'll show you just very briefly how to clear it. However, often you're going to need some skilled guidance with this. So a skilled practitioner who can guide you through this, because this is deep emotional work and it's not so easy to do on your own. And especially if it's so much hurt that you've pushed it down into your unconscious, then you'll still put the walls up because your unconscious, subconscious mind protects you, but it won't reveal to you so easily what needs to be cleared. That might have to be guided by a skilled practitioner. But once you've identified it, this is what you would do. So you take a specific piece out of the memory. Let's just say you were hurt in a relationship previously, the relationship ended. Take the worst moment of that relationship ending, and I mean like a 30-second frame out of the movie of it. And that might seem silly because you've got a whole raft of examples of how hurtful it was. But once you take that, the worst moment, the 30-second frame out of it, that's going to give you the best result in clearing. So now you've got your 30-second frame, and you may need to stop the recording to identify that. That's okay. When you come back, then give that 30-second frame a name and say it in the most negative way you can, meaning the most negative emotion, the most hurtful emotion. Like instead of saying annoyed, say fully raged or fully enraged or something like that. Or you might give it a movie title if you want, like Horror on Elm Street or something like that. Okay, so once you've got the name of your 30-second frame out of the event that represents the hurt or the damage to you, then you want to give that piece, now it's got its name, you want to give it a number out of 10 for how intense it is. And then once you've done that, you do this. You tap on the karate chop and you say, even though I have this, and I'll just use the word hurt, but you insert your word, even though I have this deep hurt. I want to be able to accept myself. Even though I have this deep hurt, I want to be able to love and forgive myself. Even though I have this deep hurt, and it's too hard, maybe, to forgive the other person, I want to be able to let this go because I deserve to be free of it. And then come to the crown, this deep hurt. Eyebrow, this deep hurt. Outside corner of the eye, this deep hurt. Under eye, this deep hurt. Under nose, this deep hurt. Under lip, this deep hurt. Collarbone, this deep hurt. Under arm, this deep hurt. On the wrist, this deep hurt. Karate, this deep hurt. And crown, this deep hurt. And take a big breath. Look back at your 30-second frame now, and hopefully you notice it's shifted in some way, softened in some way. If it hasn't, just keep going, be persistent with it. It will eventually come down. Actually, sometimes when you start to focus in on something that you've been pushing down, it actually intensifies as you begin to look at it even more, but that's okay. You're actually bringing it into your conscious mind, and then you can clear it. So just keep going with that process. I will talk more about this in tomorrow's session too, just to do a bit more clearing for you. Okay, hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon.